Namo Namah. Good morning, Namaskaram, one and all. The respected chairperson, dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. The topic of today is a critical comparative study of the meditative aspect of Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, the Yoga Upanishads and Pali literature with special reference to Tripitaka. My name is Dr. Rajesh Kularkar and I am pursuing MA 4th semester under the guidance of Dr. Sushma Kaliman. Next. So this is the aim of the study, to insight and understand the meditative aspect of Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, the Upanishads and Pali literature with special reference to Tripitaka. Next. So objective of my study to review the literature regarding meditative aspect of Patanjali Yoga Sutras, the Yoga Upanishads and Pali literature and special reference to Tripitaka, and critically correlate, compare and interpret the meditative aspect of yoga. So it goes to Patanjali's credit that he was able to compile a systematic treatise on yoga with just 194 aphorisms using no more than 677 words. 20 Upanishads deals with yoga as the major subject. So Patanjali feels that suffering which has not yet arisen should be avoided. The Buddhist philosophy had also ordained that efforts should be made so that the unwholesome, sinful dhammas which have not yet arisen may not arise. For him, suffering was a noble truth. This could be realized at the experiential level. According to the Yoga Sutras, all suffering is because of the false identification of an immutable entity called Purush with the mental process of an individual. According to Buddha, the cause of all suffering lies in the desire tanna, that is a trishna. But the ultimate cause at the deepest level is ignorance, that is avidya. The ultimate aim of yoga to make it possible for everyone to be able to fuse together the gross material, physical, mental, intellectual and spiritual levels within every being. So in the discussion next, the following is the discussion on the meditative aspect of two systems. So in the initial step of the aspirant adhering to a certain code of morality so as to curb unwholesome impulses of the mind is alike in both the system. So seal is the first step, and in yoga also yama and niyam are the basic requirement to go ahead. So regarding posture, the ascent in the both system is on the aspirant, assuming posture which can provide him or her steady and comfortable sitting for a long time. So Patanjali considers such a posture can be achieved when it is effortless and mind tends toward infinity. So practice of pranayama vis-a-vis anapana, as in the case posture asana, so also in the matter of pranayama, so much has been written by other writers on the yoga which Patanjali never made. So when we see the Gehran Samhita, for example, dedicates one whole chapter with 96 stanzas to pranayama, but 45 stanzas to dhyana and samadhi. So Patanjali, like to the Buddhist philosophy, did realize that the breath had close connection with the mind, and that was the reason why excitement, anger, agitation, etc. led to short and irregular breathing. In order to soothe the ruffled mind of such a person, he prescribed the practice of pranayama. He has defined it simply as the division of separation, vicheda, the moment of in-breathing and out-breathing, shwasa prashwasa gatichedaha. In the Yoga Sutras, we do not come across any sutra wherein its author seems to advocate retention of breath with effort, as is being practiced these days in the name of Patanjali Yoga. So this is a practice of Hatha Yoga. The practice of Anapanasati, mindfulness on in breathing and out breathing, are recommended by this philosophy, is one of the most important exercise for reaching mental concentration and for absorption, that is a jhana. So its detailed description is given in Patisambhida Maggo, a Pali text under the caption of Anapanasati Katha. So subject of meditation, the Patanjali mentioned a few subject of meditation for stabilizing the mind and ends up by saying that an aspirant may alternatively meditate on some object of his choice, that is a yathabhimat dhyanadva. So he also recommends the reception of the mystic syllable of Om with the evaluation of its meaning. So in the Pali literature exposition, 30 subjects of meditation have been enumerated, one of these being the mindfulness of respiration anapanasati. So in Pali literature did not favor verbalization of any sort as advocated by the Patanjali. So the development of samadhi, Patanjali categorized the state of samadhi according to nature of their accompanying awareness. He distinguishes between two classes of samadhi, the first covering all those yogic states which are connected with intuitive knowledge, that is the prajna. Shurika Upanishad prescribe yoga that will cut asunder the bondage between Atmana and rebirth. Shurika means knife. With his chitta conquered by the pains of practice of yoga. So remaining in a silent and secluded spot without attachment and without desire, he will gradually become an adept in Ashtanga Yoga and attain Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So according to Tejabindu Upanishad, the complete forbearance once again of all functioning by the never altered condition of mind, which is of the form of the Brahman, is known as Samadhi. And according to Trisiki Brahman Upanishad, the perfect obliteration of sense of dhyana is known as Samadhi. So in Mandal Brahman Upanishad, the difference between Susupti and Samadhi, even though there is an agreement between Susupti, that is sleep, and Samadhi, concentration, in that there is the dissolution of the mind in both. Still there is a vast difference between the two, in that the former seek response in darkness and in its not being the means for the attainments of liberation. So according to Amritanada Upanishad, the yogi who practice Om meditation daily attains the wisdom. So the Yoga Sutras describe two types of samadhi, one with intuitive knowledge called Sampradnyat and the other Anya, transcending these ones. So construct according to the Pali language, the term Sampradnyat would mean with Sampradhyana is a technical term generally translated as a clear comprehension, but this does not convey its real significance. Its real meaning is through realization of impermanence in all bodily and mental activities at all the time. The Pali literature states quite frequently that meditator should not lose the through realization of impermanence even for a moment. So who followed his advice on the proper practice of Vipassana meditation, Sampradnyano, without any interruption, he extended the assurance that the meditator will attain nirvana or liberation. Thus, according to the Pali literature and teaching, it is constant through realization of impermanence, that is anicca or anitya, of mind matter phenomena, which offer way for full enlightenment. While doing so, meditator knows sensation arising in him, know their persisting and their vanishing. So the Yoga Sutra once come across use the word Abhibhava Pradurbhava, dissolution and evolution, falls and rise, Kshayo Dayo, and disappearance and appearance, Shanto Dito, which seem to signify the same thing as arising and passing away in the Pali literature. But this usage has nowhere been linked with the sensation Vedana, where all mental states have their confluence. The word Vedana occurs but once in the Yoga Sutra, and that too in an entirely different context. So now the Yoga Sutra no doubt mention the arising of the truth-bearing intuitive knowledge, prajna, at the stage of the Nirvichar Samadhi. But this knowledge does not seem to go too deep at the level of the sensation mentioned as above. So the desideratum of yoga is to experience that cessation of mental fluctuation, that is a chitta vritti nirodha, and in Pali literature teaching makes one experience the cessation of the mind and itself, chitta nirodha. So according to Yoga Sutra, with the attainment of dharma mega samadhi, all afflictions, that klesha and deeds, karmas, come to the end, and the primary energies, gunas, revert to the transcendent core of nature. This constitutes the state of isolation, that is a kaivalya, and the Purush begins to shine in full splendor. The yogi now stands fully liberated from his cycle of birth and death. So in Pali literature also taught the technique of vipassana meditation.